Hey guys, so I'm sitting out here under my fig tree in the backyard. I've enjoyed the figs this season for sure. I wonder sometimes how many of us have fruit trees that actually enjoy the fruits of our labor, so to speak. In this particular case, I didn't put in a whole lot of labor. Someone else had established this fig tree before I got here. It was up to me to begin to take advantage of this naturally occurring fruit, and um, until kind of recently, I hadn't really enjoyed it as much as I could have. Anyway, I guess what I'm saying is that we have a lot of things that we don't take advantage of in the world, in our own lives. A lot of foods that we have that we let go to waste. There's a lot of excess. There's no doubt about that. So today's Sunday, and I wanted to bring a message to those of us who might otherwise be attending church, going about our business, trying to live as better examples of what it is that we claim that we represent spiritually and otherwise. And in my particular views, I believe that most of us are leading lies, not lives, lies. And the reason that I'm making that statement is because I uh, I think that we're kind of going about it in a strange way. And I wanted to clarify how everything went down as far as where I work and what I'm going to do and all this and that. And so to clarify what it is that I'm doing, I couldn't see going back to USAA over and over when there's so many people suffering globally. And the only way that I can think of to bring attention to these issues is to begin revamping the system. The only way to revamp the system is to take action. And a lot of us don't seem to want to do that portion of what it takes to make the changes that would help everyone benefit. And so, so that's what I'm here to show you how to do. Now, yesterday I shared something. It was my first clip from having no longer, I guess, been working at USAA. It was the first clip where I explained that that I just kind of wanted to do some to make a difference in people's lives, to make people smile, to make people happy, etc. But one other thing that we need to think about is, in order to bring happiness to ourselves, it doesn't hurt to bring happiness to others at the same time. But primarily, we need to work on ourselves. And in order to work on ourselves, we need to think about these consumeristic approaches that we generally take when we live in this world. And by that, again, what I'm trying to say is that the approach that we generally take is that more is better. We get value-sized meals, big drinks, big side orders, and we get big physiques as a result. So I know, because I did the same thing, and I've lost 65 pounds so far in eating the way that I've been eating lately, which is a simple revision of what it is that's available to us right now. It's not like some kind of special formula or secret prescription or anything like that. What I'm bringing to you was brought to you just based on experience. And it wasn't my own experience, it was someone else who triggered the thoughts to allow me to take this direction in my life. So I wanted to show you the benefits of eating healthy by sitting here and having a conversation with you, telling you I made the sound, logical decision to leave USAA, despite the fact that financially we may not have been prepared for it entirely. I'm not really too concerned about that, though, because there are a lot of people who have told me for my entire life that the Lord will provide. Now, I believe fully in these concepts, but I also believe that action must be taken in order for anything to be provided. And my actions are going to be in alignment with what it is that falls within your books. And the reason that I say your books is because I don't particularly buy into the fact that you have to go to church on a specific day to actually practice the examples that you were supposed to be learning in that class. And make no mistake, it is a class. And if you're not listening and practicing and basically taking your homework home with you and practicing, then what's the point of going to class except for just to show up and show off? And that's not a life that we should live by. That's a lie. So, without without knowing how to put it more fully, I'm telling you, we need to understand that eating meat for every single meal of every day is a tragedy. It's not something that we should be doing. It is destroying our habitat. It's destroying the ability for people around the globe to eat proper portions, and it's destroying our own health. Look at how most of our family, look at how most of our friends live. Look at the damage that's being done. Consider that maybe just changing our foods, maybe 1 to 3 times per day, so that they don't include meat every single time. Maybe something like that would be life changing, not just for yourself, but for those around you. And by those around you, I mean the people that are going to be left behind when we all pass away, hopefully not suddenly due to coronary heart disease, hopefully not suddenly due to some kind of stroke-related illness, hopefully not suddenly before we're able to make peace with each other. I don't know what else to say except for I really couldn't keep going to work knowing that people can't understand these simple concepts and make a change in their life. Why are we so hypnotized? Why are we so petrified of doing something different? It's because nobody has shown us how to do something different. Somebody showed me how to do something different, and now it's my turn to show you. And the only way I could do it, the only way I could grab your attention and just kind of shake you by the collar peacefully, was to do what I did. So I hope you see what it is that I'm doing and understand that I'm not trying to just, me here. This is definitely not going to be about me. In fact, to leave my comfortable pay behind, not knowing how I'm going to make more income, there is no me behind that. All this is a simple individual mission to showcase something in a spectacular manner so that I can broadcast a message that's a little bit more meaningful than meets the eye. And if you watched yesterday's message that I posted, you'll understand. I started out with blueberries for breakfast. I talked about how eating simple rations of simple foods would help us to live better lives, not just us, but the other people around us who might not have the same opportunity that we do. And I also talked about, don't litter. There's the piece of trash that I showed on that clip was something that I picked up. Usually what I do is collect all the trash that I showcase in my films. So yesterday was kind of a light day. There were a couple of pieces that were too far away for me to grasp safely, so I didn't attempt to retrieve them. I didn't have anything to grab those items without, maybe subjecting myself to potential snake bite or, anything from an unknown that might have been in the debris that these plastics were in. So another thing, in addition to the food that we choose to consume, is the packaging that we're okay tolerating that transports those foods. And I use that loosely because some of the things that we're transporting in that packaging doesn't even really count as foods. And also the water that people like to continue to buy in mass quantities in bottles is not something that's as pure as what's coming out of your tap in some cases. Now that's not always the case. Flint, Michigan, for an example. But at the same time, we don't have a need to keep consuming bottled waters or bottled anything. We need to start consuming what wastes less. That's the only way. That is the way. That's probably the truth, and that's probably the kind of stuff that's taught in your books in your class. And I'm here to teach it to you in a different way. This is from real life. This is really happening in the real world. So if you want to do some good, please be sure to pay attention in your Sunday Mass, and also be sure to put into action the things that you've learned. Now I'm going to show you something else here. Basically, it's going to be, I'm going to start out with plank position just to show you. I don't do these things regularly, but I'm going to do it just to make a point. Someone who's eating fruits and vegetables most of the time is probably able to outperform most of you who are not doing the same thing. Why is that? I'm not working out. I'm not doing anything spectacular. I'm just trying to live a life that is more in alignment with my beliefs. If you believe in something, you should go for it. That's what I'm doing. So I didn't get fired. I basically quit my job. I went in. I'd already had these discussions all the way up the chain, including some discussion I had with the CEO, which led to a meeting with our sustainability team. I had opportunity there. The opportunity, though, on a corporate level, to make differences in ways that are showcased and in ways that make a substantial impact, sometimes take eons, and especially without being able to derive a budget out of something like that. So for me, I figured the only way that I could establish a budget for this type of work is to do it individually on my own. So it's going to be really tough, it's going to be a rocky road, but I'm here to tell you that if you're following any kind of organized religion, if you're following any kind of people who consume excessively, who waste, and who continue to think that it's okay to do that, then you're following the wrong leaders. And you need to wake up and realize that there are other people here who will show you the way. I'm going to try my best to do that just from the aspects that I've talked to you about, with the assistance of my capabilities to take pictures in nature and wildlife. And hopefully you understand that what I'm bringing to you is the truth, and it's the way that we should be treating each other. So without, any further ado, so to speak, I'm going to go ahead and transition to plank and show you what a mostly vegan person can do on zero practice with zero breakfast. So let's see what I can do. I can see results. Only when I take action. What are you doing? That was a haiku. And this is the second time I'm recording this. It was pretty damn hard the first time. But I didn't put a haiku in there, so it wasn't nearly as fun. I can speak and rhyme. This is my gift to the world. I do it all the time. Do you believe me? I believe in me. I hope that you guys too. Please help me share my message.